This will make the cut.
There's like a picture of me on Facebook, dead asleep in a history class.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, I mean, it comes back yearly. Like, someone posts it. It's like just completely out. I went to all my classes, I just slept at them.
Hey everybody, as we continue going on this long extended COVID break, I know that some of my students, both current and former, were asking about careers in music that weren't necessarily band director. Most of the music people that they see in their lives are just band directors, but there are, believe it or not, other careers in music out there. And so today, I have with me Jaime Esposito.
Okay, quick side note. The part of the video that got our entire backstory for some reason didn't record, but basically we both met when we were at North Texas getting our graduate degrees. Jaime was in one of the classes that I was a graduate assistant for. We kind of thought we were annoying at first, and then for some reason we became friends.
So we became friends, and we eventually moved in together. And then after grad school, I went my way, started doing my band directing thing, and you went your way and started doing what?
Ooh, lots of different things. So, actually, the first thing I started to do was auditioning for military bands, taking auditions type of thing.
Which is a whole, like, special, like, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, and that was, like, pretty intense. I made the semifinals of the Persian Zone. And that was, like, pretty intense, and that was, like, my entire life for 6 months right after school. And then I toured with an ensemble called Heartland Marimba, is now their ensemble's name, and they are a nonprofit based in Iowa, the Heartlands, where they promote they promote just marimba playing, specifically marimba. They want people in the Midwest to see what a marimba is.
You toured the country?
Yeah, well, with ish, we hit just like Midwest. Midwest we did there. I also went on tour with a different group called World Percussion Group, where we didn't tour the country, but we toured different parts of the West. So that was pretty hip too. And this is all like things that I did that helped me know how to do Spectrum, for sure. I think that is like very important to note, that I was part of successful organizations, that I could see what they were doing, that I wanted to be successful.
So,
if we talk about Spectrum.
So we'll talk about Spectrum in a little bit, but I'm interested in this idea. You finished grad school. Even though you're not from the DFW area, you're starting to make your professional musical roots here. But also by building the resume, by doing these festivals, taking these auditions, and applying and putting yourself out there. And that's, if you're not going to be a teacher with a guaranteed salary, that's almost what you have to do.
Absolutely.
Just kind of throw as much as you can out and see what sticks.
Absolutely. And I would say, like, especially now, and I've been in Texas for 4 years, and I guess 5 years.
2015?
6 years?
2015 is when you got here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is your 5th or 6th year?
This is, probably 6th year, and in school for like 2 of them. 2 of them. I think something important if you want to try to get in to orchestras, if you didn't win an audition, like, how do you break into that scene? People will ask, take auditions with people you want to play with. If people you play with like how you sound, and they're gonna hire you. So that was like something I actively did in terms of when I was done with school. I started taking lessons with the principal of the Fort Worth Symphony.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, and then with the Army audition, I was taking drum set lessons with a professional drum set player. You know what I mean? So just actively still learning, because even though we're done with school, we're not actually done learning. And a lot of other people are way better than us in a lot of different, like, everyone's better than everyone at everything. So go find those people and learn from them. That was important for what I did. And then it was from seeing, it was like a specific jump of going on tour with Heartland Marimba, and the co-founder of that is also gay. And when I was on tour with him, he told me it was the first time he got to be gay on tour. And I was like, oh, that sucks. That, like, really sucks. So that's when I first started having this idea of, like, a gay ensemble that just got to be gay. And it was like, it didn't matter, like, you could look gay, you could act gay. The perception wasn't having to be a classical musician and fitting into those boundaries. It was like, you just be yourself. We spotlight that that's who you are, but like also look at this other cool stuff that's happening within it. So from that, I had this idea that I wanted to start, and I did an interview with one of my sorority sisters who did an Instagram about musicians who, it's called We're Not Starving, musicians who haven't made it yet. They're hustling, they're trying to do all the things. And so she was just asking what I was doing. And at the time I was gigging a lot. I was playing with a lot of regional orchestras, a lot of church gigs, random, yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
brass bands need a timpani player. What's up? Welcome to Texas. Like that's, yeah, I'm here. You own timpani? Great. You're thriving. Okay, transitioning to, so my buddy from undergrad, he heard the podcast and he just texted me and he was like, yo, let's make this gay ensemble happen. And I was like, oh. Well, I mean, like, I'm not doing anything. I wasn't going to try to take any auditions coming up. And we just kind of did a phone call, made a plan, booked a venue, and then just started making it happen. Like, once we had the venue, we had to find it. And so I don't think I've said, Spectrum is a nonprofit musical organization that promotes LGBTQ visibility in the classical music scene. And it's just surprising that stuff like this doesn't actually exist yet.
Yeah.
And that's what we found as soon as we formed, because we were looking up names of ensembles and just what already existed, that it's not much. And for how gay music is, very bizarre that there wasn't as much gay representation.
So a lot of my students are still in high school or they're young in college and they haven't necessarily been exposed to a lot of non-heteronormative things.
Sure.
So like even the word spectrum has a very purposeful connotation to it,
Yes,
right?
everything's a spectrum. Gender's a spectrum. For example, I am non-binary, so I use they, them pronouns. That's a spectrum right there. I don't fall on either edge of feeling like a boy or feeling like a girl. Sexuality is also a spectrum. Liking boys, liking girls. It's not binary by any means.
Or any combination thereof.
Yeah, it's like just a fluid little cycle. So it's a spectrum, and that's what we're kind of representing, that we are a spectrum ensemble. And in our spectrum, we're promoting all these different things that aren't being spotlighted currently in classical music.
So, I mean, that brings me to my next question. Why is there a need for a percussion ensemble that highlights non-straight music composers, performers, etc.?
I think, does it need to be a percussion ensemble? No, but that just happened to be what me and Steven play, so here we are.
For sure.
So that's one. And I think we're definitely willing to collaborate, work with more musicians. It's just, since we're such a baby organization, too many hands in the pot, too many things. Like, we just want to make sure we can pay someone before we ask them to play, mostly, which is very important.
Money is very important.
Money is very important.
This is the Future Millionaire teacher. Please make money.
Yes, and if you don't have it, people don't want to do as many things for you because you can't pay them to do it. Well, we're sponsored actually through Fractured Atlas, which is how we get our nonprofit status type of thing. So it's an organization who accepts our donations on behalf of us type of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what does this in action look like? What's an example of how you have positively advocated and benefited our community?
Oh yeah, the queer community?
Yeah, the queer
community,
for sure.
Yes. Okay, so a couple things that we've seen that are directly, which is really cool, is the pieces that have been composed. In our first concert, it was last May 4th, May 5th, I think May 4th, because I remember a lot of 4th jokes. March forward.
Right.
Is that the 4th?
No, it's March 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, May the 4th.
Yeah, there was a lot of
and
those.
with your spirit.
Yep. So we had our first debut there, and we commissioned 4 composers, I believe, to write us new pieces, and that was part of the need too. When we went around asking who our queer composers are, the list wasn't huge. It was like not that big, and they exist. It's just like, where are you? Because it's very hard to find. So it was actually through like Facebook messages that we were able to find threads, and then we went to people's websites, and then So
It's
database.
like find one at a time.
Yeah, we need a database, but like if someone else please wants to do that, please help us. But we do. We have enough names now that if we had time, we could start that project.
Right.
And so from there, with the commissions, it was very interesting. We didn't really ask for gay things. We were like, you can be gay as you want. It's a gay, this is what our mission is. But except for one piece, Dorothy Fragments, which is outwardly gay. We use a fan. We get to say, we get to say, yes. Like, it's just in itself a very gay piece. And like, when we got all these commissions, I was most excited about this.
Obviously.
Someone does a death drop. Someone's like, it's just absolutely insane. So like, that's fun. And then all the other pieces, in some fashion, it was our youngest composer, Kevin Rosasias. Yes. He like came out. That was his coming out piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like we didn't actually know that he wasn't out yet when we It was like because I knew someone who knew he was out who recommended him.
Right.
And then I like reached out to him and he was just like, yeah, I'm comfortable with that. And then that became his coming out piece.
So your group is actively
helping people,
helping your community.
helping individuals at least. Yeah, so that was really cool. And since then, like even with that, we've been trying to plan tours. That was a question you had written down, like how do you contact people for tours? And that's something I learned from just going on tour with World Percussion and Heartland Marimba. You literally just have to ask. Like my Google spreadsheets are like a list of every percussion director's name I found in a state. And then I blast email all of them.
So I think for a second I want to pause here because if you're not going to go the traditional route and be a band director or the traditional performance route and find a full-time performance gig, if you're going to do this freelance thing, there's just a lot of nitty-gritty work. It's just networking and it's hustling. It's like basically you're your own entrepreneur. You just don't have a storefront.
Yeah, and like you become a brand essentially as an entrepreneur, and that's something really hard for introverts. I think a lot of introverts get into music because they want to win the orchestral job, which is like absolutely possible. But if you're in the middle of that, it becomes very hard to be extroverted to ask for opportunities. So I've noticed that there's a lot of in-betweens that are not taught in school that I think could help everyone be more successful long term than just winning jobs or being really good at marketing but not having a product. Then it's
So if I have a group of students that just graduated, a couple of them are going to college.
Yes.
And they are going to study music.
Yes.
And they have told me, I'm going to do music ed, but I think that's just a fallback because I want to be a performer. Is there any particular piece of advice that you would have to give them right off the bat?
Immediately pick a different fallback. Go to business. Like if you're going to fall back to band directing, maybe not. Yeah, because like if you're falling back, is it because you don't think you're good enough at playing? If so, do you like teaching? Or like it's a bad fallback. Education in music, if your only goal is performing, is a bad plan. And I've also, this is my opinion, I've seen really good performers who became band directors and then became furious they were band directors because they wanted to be performers, and then they just like go off the cusp a little bit, I think. So I think it's very important, if you want to teach, then that's what you pursue. And we've talked, I was talking to you about this, everyone will be a teacher in every capacity. Right. I teach 35 lessons a week right now. You know, that's like a lot of kids I'm seeing, and I enjoy teaching them one-on-one. That's very different than being in charge of an entire band room. And like, I don't want to teach a French horn. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. I don't want to teach a clarinet player. I don't want to teach a brass instrument. I
think it's really cute that you say band room, because we say band hall in Texas. I just think it's really cute. I'm just saying. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. We say band hall in Texas.
Okay.
I can tell you're not from Texas.
Are you gonna will someone not know where to go? If I start going, get to the band room, they'll be like, the hall.
The band hall.
I don't know what to do. If that's so hard in Texas, we have bigger problems, Caleb.
So, okay, having said all of this, are you passionate about teaching, or how does that work?
Yes, I am very passionate about seeing, it's different. I'm very passionate about seeing individuals grow. If you start practicing for me, I become a much more hyped teacher. It's just like, whoa, that was cool. You're gonna do extra for me. I'm gonna give you harder pieces. And I like balance it. Unless that's actually what you want, bad fallback. I think it's smarter, especially as a performer these days, to go into marketing, to go into business, to go into something that can get you to out-edge, honestly, other performers.
Like, there's no way you can do what you were doing if you were a full-time percussion director.
No, my God, no. No. Yeah, and that's probably why I won't. I can't commit to a marching band schedule if I want to actively play.
Right.
Yeah.
So even though the COVID pandemic is going on, do you have anything planned in the works in the summer maybe, or what?
Yeah, we've gotten pretty lucky, and I think this is really cool. We are about to drop new shirts. That's actually something we're surprised has made us a lot of money. And I think it's good branding. We got lucky. My duo partner came up with it. It just says music is gay.
And I was supposed to have a music is gay shirt, and I'm very happy that I've ordered one, but I'm very upset that I don't have one currently on my body.
I forgot it.
And so eventually there will be a link in the description below to their store so that you can buy Music is Gay, even if you're not gay.
I forgot it.
Wait, are they allowed to wear it if you're not gay?
Yes, I actually think it's gonna cause more drama, which I'm excited. My cousin bought it, and he's just like, just a frat star. He is a frat star. And I was like, please tell me what happens when but COVID hit.
Yeah,
so I guess, I don't know. We'll have to see when everyone comes out what's gonna happen. But yes, we've had a lot of straight allies buy our shirt. We appreciate them. We love you guys. Yeah. So that's cool. We're dropping a new shirt for a Pride series, we hope.
Sure.
This is an ongoing thing per year. We're working with this awesome queer artist, Nadia, and I'm so excited. It's supposed to be a gay snake. It's gonna say yas. There's gonna be a colorful shirt. It's not done yet, waiting for the design, but that's the vision. Can't wait to see the end goal, but that should be dropping right before June. And we've been noticing that our sales in shirts actually, I think we've made more in sales than playing thus far.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yep. So it's allowing us to like buy a plane ticket for the next gig we have, which is cool. And then what else do we have coming up? There was another gig we had, and I think it's gonna be online again. It's Church of the Friendly Ghost, COTFG, and they put on a festival every summer. It's in Austin called NMAS, New Music Arts and Sound Summit. And this year, because of COVID, I don't think they're going to do a live one. They might turn it into a virtual one, but that's another thing. As a freelance artist, you have to find the niches.
Yeah, it's just like with the YouTube channels. They tell us to find the niche and just stay focused on that niche. My niche is high school band nerds that are interested in finance. It's very specific.
I feel. But they're out there.
There's 500.
And they're waiting.
They've subscribed.
They're waiting. Yeah, no, for sure. And you were just in a thing.
I just got a blog
You're
post about me.
famous.
I'll link that below too.
Link below.
Well, I don't know. Do you have anything else to plug? Anything else you want to say?
Pluggy plug. No, we're here. We're queer. We like having a good time.
Well, thank you so much for driving all the way down from Denton and getting out of town for a little bit and coming over to my place. It was good to catch up. I haven't seen you forever.
In 2 years.
I'll see you in another 2 years.
Yeah, right. This was so fun. We'll do it again in about 2.
Later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.